So, as a warm-up today, we're going to play the Jeopardy game. As I said, I reuse it. So it's a good, it's very easy to use. It's a very easy template. And you can revise it and use it in another occasion or with another group. So we have just inspired in grammar, just because you're so good at grammar and you have been improving in grammar so much lately. So we have questions about routines. So this is grammar, okay? Grammar, but referring to routines. Another grammar question referring to activities that are temporary, that are occurring now, yes, or in this period, or in this around this period. Yes, so it can be right now, I am talking, right now I am sitting, or in this period, this semester we are attending a methodology course, for example. So it can be around now. These are questions about the critical period, some knowledge we developed in the class, and this is the general topics of the semester as well, of the module. Some other general topics we dealt with, and these are questions about the past. Okay, so would you like to have teams or we just start practicing? Who wants to play first?
I think that teams for practicum, about related to practicum.
Okay, so how many teams are we? Okay.
Maybe 3.
3.
Yes.
Okay, so probably I need to go out menu. So if you go to menu, you can change here and you can edit. And the game continues to be open and active. Oh, no. Sorry. You're not supposed to see the questions. No. No. So the idea is, as teachers, that you can reuse the game. Will you read the questions? No.
No.
Okay, and then we have, where are the, okay, I am trying to, how many teams do we have? I have the teams here. Barbara, do you have your classmates? Genesis, Liselda.
Here?
Javiera?
Yes.
Javiera, okay, Javiera, okay. Team, Javiera and Araceli. And Daniela, aren't you?
Amy.
Yes, so.
Yes.
Okay, so we're here. Who's not here? Who? Okay. Eileen. Okay, so we are 5 teams anyway. If they are not here, it's okay. So team 1. Okay, Barbara and Javiera. Okay.
La Braña, say me. I'm here.
Yes. So here, Liselda.
I'm here.
Okay.
Who is? I'm here. Who is it? Javiera Labraña. Are you okay?
Yes.
Okay. Liselda and Genesis. Araceli and Javiera. Araceli and
Daniela.
Javiera. Daniela. Yes, is she here? Yes, Camila is working, but anyway, we know that Camila is. And Eileen and Alejandra are not here. Alejandra was having problems also after the vaccine. So I think with young people. Are you okay? Okay, I haven't seen you. Okay. Are you okay, Alejandra?
Yes, I feel much better.
Yes, but with young people, it was crazy. So I had the vaccine last, the second one last Friday. I felt like sleepy, tired, but no fever. Thanks God, and we didn't have class, so I could sleep. Oh, it was wonderful because I felt very tired at night as well, very, very tired. So, but that was it. But no, I remember Daniela had lots of problems. Genesis had also bad experience with the vaccine. Okay, so you are there. All of you are there. Okay, so who's playing first? No. Oh, no. What am I doing? No,
I want, and I want.
One? Which one? Oh, no. Okay. I don't move it because it grows somehow. Okay. Which title? Extra
Javi,
points for the portfolio. Come on. Extra points.
I want a routine for 300. 300?
Okay, 300. Okay, 300 points for your portfolio. Okay, no, not so many, but okay. What does your father or mother or sister or brother do every day? What does your mother do every day? What is the answer? Is a routine? What is the answer to this question? Come on.
I don't know. What does your father, mother, brother? Wake up, maybe.
No, my mother. Okay, come on, you're a teacher. How do you expect your students to answer? My mother.
But is routine about routine for each one?
No, only for one person. It's either father, mother, brother, or sister.
My mother cook every day.
Is that correct? Okay, we will see if it is correct. Present simple tense, he or she. What is the correct form of the present simple for he or she? She?
She is.
No. Cook is all right, but what do you add at the end? What do you add at the end of cook? He or she?
Profesora, que se ve mal.
Sorry.
No podemos
No.
No, you cannot read. Yes. Okay. It was yes, probably too big. Okay, I will copy the link again. But do you remember present simple? How is the ending of the verbs with he or she?
Present simple with
he or she.
Can I help?
Okay.
We add an S.
We add an S, yes. Okay, so my mother cooks every day. Okay, so here we have a new view.
I lose my point.
Yeah, it's okay.
5 points for Barbara and 5
It was a warm-up. It was a warm-up. So for you to remember routines, things we're doing now or in this time, yes? And past actions. Okay, next group. Lisela and Genesis. Which one do you choose? Or general topics in practicum, yes? And the critical period. Okay.
Genesis, can I choose or do you want to?
Yes.
Okay. General topics or 300?
300, okay. Why is making mistakes unavoidable, o sea, inevitable, and the way to learn a language? Why do we talked about mistakes before the break?
Mistakes are normal situations, and it's common that we change the position of the words. Sometimes we are wrong grammatically, and we confuse do and does, and we forget to add a s, something like this.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, excellent. 1 point for the girls. Oh my gosh, I cannot.
No, miss, 300. 300 points.
300 points. Excellent. 300 points. Okay, we go back to the main. Okay. Araceli and Javiera. So this one, okay, 300 points in favor to your portfolio. So that's great. Those are many points.
Routines, miss. Routines, 200.
200, yes. What do you do every morning? Okay, these are the questions you ask to the students. Okay, what do you do every morning?
And answer you?
answer me. Araceli.
Araceli? Oh, probably she
Answer.
doesn't hear. She cannot hear us anymore.
Okay, answer me.
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
what do you every morning? I do.
Yes, I do something I'm supposed to
I
do.
do the. I go the university. Take a shower.
I take a shower. Yes, that's good.
Brush
I do
my
my
teeth.
homework. I do my homework. Remember?
Yes.
Javiera? Yes. So it's here in the answer. If you want to write an answer, you write it here. I present simple. So I do my homework. I take a shower. Yes. Okay. Okay. So half these points. Let us say how many. Well, we are going to give you another opportunity. Okay, later. Daniela. Okay. Someone said take a shower, so we will help. Okay, Daniela.
Okay.
Which one? Very easy.
Temporary activities.
Temporary, yes. What we're doing now at this period, in this period of time, this semester, going to be in progress.
Yes.
Yeah, which one? 200.
Yes.
Yes. What are you doing at the moment, Daniela? This is something you also ask the students.
I'm learning. I'm learning. I am learning class.
Yes. You're learning to use the Jeopardy.
Yes. I'm playing a game. So yes.
Yes, we're playing a game and you're learning to use the Jeopardy, which is very easy, really. This is one of the best platforms because it's so easy to use and it never goes wrong. Yes, okay, Araceli, could you access, Araceli? Because I didn't see you coming back. ¿Se pudo unir, Araceli? No la vi volver.
Creo que sí.
Profesora, sí, pero tengo mala conexión.
Okay,
Estoy tratando de arreglarlo, se me cortó recién.
Yes, do not worry, do not worry.
No pudieron responder.
Yes, we are okay.
Yes.
Alejandra, your turn. Okay, so one more round. Come on, inspire yourselves. It's easy. Alejandra, an option.
Routines.
Routines. Yes.
I think that 100 is the last one.
The last one. Yes. What do you do every day after you get up? Well, this is more complex.
I take a shower.
Yes, you take a shower. Excellent. Excellent. Great. Okay, one more round. Come on, Barbara and Javiera, you can catch up. Come on, catch up with your classmates. We have past actions.
It's your turn.
Period. Oh, come on, we help you. It's just
Javiera, please.
are you there?
I'm Lucy, but general topics.
Yes. How much?
200.
200, yes. How do you create a language-rich environment in English? Oh, yes, we saw this last year also a lot.
Use different materials inside of a class, maybe paragraph, no, phrases,
phrases, yes, sentence frames.
Yes, or little literature, space for literature.
Yes. Library.
Inside of the classroom.
Yes, exactly, girls. You did great. Yes, a little library. Oh, we hope we can have it soon. Okay, and then Lizelda, Genesis. So critical period. Come on, you did your infographics. So I read your infographics to do this. So you can do it. You can answer these questions. And the past.
Okay.
In
Genesis, you got it.
Yeah, Genesis. 1, 2, 3.
300.
300. Okay. What important case study is used to explain the critical period? Do you remember the critical case study that we saw about the critical period? And you talked about this case in your infographics.
Maybe paso palabra.
Okay, I'm gonna answer this. No, me first. I first. We were talking about case study when we learned the case of Jenny. Do you remember?
Yes.
Oh, yes. It is important because due to this, you can understand the complex situations in learning process.
Yes, in learning a language, even the mother tongue. Yes.
Yes.
Barbara, any problem? Barbara?
No, Miss. When Genesis said paso, I low my hand.
Okay. Yes, there was a case of Jeannie. She's very famous because they could study, linguists could study the case of language development after her case was discovered. Yes, she's very famous. Okay, then Araceli, Javiera. The past actions, you're afraid of past actions, I can see. Come on.
Past action, 300?
Yes, so Araceli goes for, yes, she wants all the money. What did your mother do last weekend? Oh, something easy.
Last weekend, my mother watched her favorite series.
Watched her favorite series. Excellent. Yes, a verb in the past. Excellent, girls. So that is easy, something you might have to do with your students as well. Because you might need to practice the verbs. Yes, so this is a good way. Daniela, Camila. Yes, Camila came, so we're here. I know. This is a critical period again. Okay. I don't touch anything. Okay, Daniela.
Temporary activities.
Temporary activities. Okay.
300.
300. Yes. What is any member of your family doing at this moment? It can be your mother.
My mother is working at this moment.
Yes, she's working. Excellent. Okay, we're doing great. And Alejandra, Eileen, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, great. So which one? Come on, you know the best.
General topic.
General topics. Okay, so we have 100 only available. All right. Mention one way in which you would correct mistakes your students make. We saw a video of teachers from the BBC having crazy ideas to correct their students, but you can use just anything you would like to do with your students. How would you tell them that they made a mistake and help them to correct? So it can be creative. What do you think? What can teachers do to correct mistakes? You don't interrupt your student, probably. You make something. What can you do?
Maybe try to put active her previous learning.
Yes. You can make a reflection afterwards and yes, talk. Oh, do you remember when we saw the past tense?
They have time for reflection and connect
Yes.
the topic.
Yes, exactly. So you can reflect with them, or you can ask the class. Oh,
Yeah.
this class, when we studied the past, what did we say about this verb? Help, help Eileen correct this mistake. So that is a good, another good strategy. Yes, and we had more people here. Barbara, which way? Which was your idea?
I remember the video, and I remember that the teachers, when the student have grammarly problems, they explain with their hands. For example, the student say, she every day cook. No, is she cook every day.
Yes, and with the hands, yes, or the past, yes. Show them the past, remember. For example, in the case of the past, no, my mother was the past, yes, or change, yes. My mother cooks every day, yes. So with the hands, so teachers become very skillful with their hands, or just making a reflection, yes, afterwards, after everyone has finished, take notes and help them reflect together, or help with a game as well, to see if they discover their own mistakes, if they recognize their mistakes and can correct them. Okay, so we have very few to go, very few. Barbara, come on, quickly. 1 second for each.
I don't know. Critical period for 200.
200, okay. Mention 2 important characteristics of the critical period.
Is a period when the student or the learner of the language cap the grammar in consciously way, and is important stimulus for the person that that are around their student. What more, Javi, what did you remember?
This critical is very important in the age of 1 to 7, 8, maybe.
Yes.
Because in this type, in this
period
line, yes, the children can learn more easily.
Yes, they learn easily.
Yes.
Another language. Yes, exactly. So there is a period of time. Yes, there are ages. And of course, it is easier for them to develop language. Yes. Excellent. So, yes, not so difficult. It's easy. Okay. Liselda and Genesis, we have very easy ones.
Routines for 300.
Yes.
Routines?
Yes.
300. Yes, that was. But that was like
your father, mother, sister, brother do every day?
So only one person, yes? One person. Choose
Yes.
one person and you. Okay. Yes?
My brother go to work every day.
And so, yes, but you were doing this verb with the students the other day?
Goes.
Yes.
Goes. Excellent. Yes, remember. Sometimes this is a point that is so difficult to remember. But remember, I told you yesterday in class that one of my colleagues from England, from my master's, when he did the his doctoral studies, he decided on that topic for his doctoral thesis. So imagine. So, ¿cómo se desarrolla la tercera persona del singular en inglés en hablantes de español? Esa es su tesis de doctorado. So, imagine how much teachers study this tense, tense and aspect, and how difficult it is for speakers of Spanish. So, this is really a difficult topic. And teachers make a lot of effort every year to repeat the routines, the structure, and it's difficult for students to remember. At the moment of speaking, we forget the S. Yes, so that is, so for you to see, this is not easy, and you're going to remember 100% of the time. You're not going to remember, so do not feel you do not know the rule. You know the rule, but whenever you are speaking, that It's different. Okay, so Araceli.
And the past action?
Past. Yeah, past.
The 100?
How much? Yes, 100 past actions. What did you do last summer? Yeah.
In the last summer, I worked in the food trucks.
I worked. Yes, that's a regular verb. Excellent. Yes, worked, watched, walked. Yes, so those are easy. But then you have to remember irregular verbs. No, that's more difficult. Daniela? Something is we're finishing.
Past action.
200. Where did you go on holidays last summer?
I went. I went to Rancagua.
To Rancagua. Okay, yes, you went to Rancagua. We're ready with that. And we have only one left. Okay. Alejandra, we have 2 left. Come on. You can do both.
I don't know. Eileen?
Yes, I'm here.
Which one do we choose?
Temporary activities?
Temporary activities. What are you doing during this semester, Alejandra? That's an interesting question. You have many answers. What are you doing this semester? That is temporary. It's going to finish. Remember.
I'm doing my practicum.
Yes, you're doing your practicum. Yes. It's going to finish. But next semester you have another school, another teacher, other students. So it will be back. Okay. Great. Okay. So Barbara, but in soccer you didn't win. Yeah, Chile didn't win last night. So let us say it was a boring game. At times it was so boring. I didn't see the players even running.
I won't answer the last. Oh
no,
don't worry.
No. Okay. The last one, but not least. Okay. I was very in a hurry. So just spoiling the game. Okay, so you can use, as you can see, this is okay. Critical period 100. That was very similar to the previous one. I was not very creative today.
Maybe that if the learner don't have stimulus, he will have many problems with acquired to a language, any language.
Yes, exactly. And that's the case of Jeannie. She had problems in acquiring her mother tongue just because of lack of stimulus. Yes, excellent.
Oh, thank you.
So it was, yes. So everyone was great. Thank you for participating. It was just to show you this is a very easy platform. You can use it for revision at the end or at the beginning of a class, and it's really interesting. And it gives you lots of opportunities to practice. So that's why I wanted to use it, since it was there, forgotten almost. I had forgotten about that game, and I thought it would be good. And the platform is really, it's not like Hoot, which I tried to use, but I always did it wrong. I got the wrong version. It's more complex than Jeopardy. So I think this is a great, very, very easy to use, very, how do they say, they say a word, they use a word, I don't remember now, but easy to use, and you can go back and rewrite it, and it's wonderful. It's a wonderful platform. Okay, again, as I was explaining to you the winter games, and you have received the link to the video. It's a great opportunity again to work with children, and it will be just probably 50 minutes, and in developing this type of games, or it can be like Carrera de Mente, the same with Jeopardy, to participate with children. And for example, Javier and Araceli will have a great opportunity also to work with children synchronously. So it's really an open invitation for all of you. You have received some of this information in the email to your mentor teachers. And the great idea this week is to try to have at least for this 40 seconds, that the length of the video, just 40 seconds, to show this in class to the students so they get interested and ask their parents to enroll them. Remember, we need, since they are children, they need to be enrolled by the parents. And just let me know by the end. Okay. Okay, this is it. We will see now. So winter games, students will show their tasks, activities prepared each week for their practicum classes. So we will do the game, the activity together, reflect, and see how we can adapt it or not for the winter games and which age it will be applicable to. Remember that this kind of activity Simon says, or show something, that those are thought for the younger ones. Students in second year are learning this. A silent period in the module, creating an environment. So they will be in charge of the younger ones and the ones that will respond only with movements or with one word, probably yes or no, something like that. So the very early beginners. Okay. Modules evaluations. Remember, unluckily, our life is hard with evaluations. You have received your grade about the videos, and but there is another video coming. Sorry to tell you, but we are finishing. And if you can see our last weeks, they are really intense weeks. We will have a lot of work, a short period of time, but we really have to work mindfully, yeah. So proactively and organizing our energy just to finish on time. And we're going to organize the second reflect video, which is the final video, which is due on the 25th. So if you start with your draft this weekend, I can give you feedback for next week. So you make corrections and you have time to upload it, to record it. And we start saving time. This is the final reflection. It's the same as before, but now with your vision, that the vision you have after you have finished the semester, almost finished the semester. Yes, we are there. So that is one of our deadlines. Yes, the last project, the second video. Then, well, the portfolio is an ongoing process due on the 9th of July. And the idea is that you already know, some of you already have feedback. Please focus on what do I say? Reflections. Remember, this is something important. It's an important issue in the rubric. And so, in general, those are that's the feedback I have been given. But it's due the final date on the 9th of July, so I have 1 week to revise everything. I pay a lot of attention to what you say in the reflections. It's really important for me. I learn a lot. I also reflect myself on how we can do other activities. So I really thank you for your reflections, and they are important for everything we do. And what else? So I take my time to do that, and I am almost until the last minute reading everything to upload your grades. But I wanted to do the best. Yes, I wanted to have the best grades possible, so you have plenty of time, but let us try to finish by then. There is the participation in the forum. It's something we are not very willing to do. But anyway, we have a 10% of our final grade. It will be due on the 2nd of July. And you have the examples. Yes, take your time. I am not requiring anything else, but just do your best. Some of your work has received my comments. I had the opportunity to see all of the infographics, so I took time to revise all your work, the work you have uploaded. And it's always a pleasure to see what you do, but I would like your comments, yes, to your classmates. That's the thing missing. And then what else do we have due? The tutor and mentor teacher evaluations also and the mentor teachers will evaluate you with a, it's not a checklist. Let me think. Well, it's a checklist. It's the guidelines. It's a guideline. Let us say it's a guideline. And I will also evaluate with the same guideline. We have the same items, and that's the end of your of the grades. Yes, the final grades. Hopefully, I will meet the teachers by this date or probably the following week, and we will have this ready. So really on your side, what is up to you to do is a portfolio. That's your creation, that's your work. It depends on how you organize your time to finish, as well as the participation in the forum. And with the project, with the reflection, you already have this experience. You work with your classmate. And if we have we have 1 week for the first revision, then you will have another week to revise again and have your time to record the video. So I think you have plenty of time, but let us not just sleep over and wake up on the 25th and, oh my gosh, we didn't do this. Please. So this is part of the forum participation, the items we are checking, the list of tasks up to today. If you still want to upload your portfolios, you're welcome. On week 10, you have the task. So you still can upload them. Remember, I always receive your lesson plans, give you feedback. So I think we have everything in that sense covered. Yes, but be careful that I receive all of the lesson plans, please. Even if they are all lesson plans, still send them so you have that complete. And the reflective video in pairs too. I will create the task for your first script revision today, in this week. And so you will have feedback for next week, hopefully. Okay, so sorry. In regards evaluations, do we have any questions? Questions in evaluations. So I think what is on your side, you have to manage your time to finish portfolio, to do this script for the video, and then portfolio and participation in the forum is your own time. I will not give you a deadline apart from the final deadline that is already indicated here. Yes, so you're free if you want to finish everything today, or on the 9th of July. It's up to you, but organize your time. The script, we will have 1 week for one revision, next week for another revision, and then you have time to record and upload the video until the 25th. So I think that's on you. Yes, on these 3 arrows. It all depends on your organization, because here is the mentor, teacher, and I. So that is out of your control. But all of these other ones you can control. So you need to organize yourselves. Any questions so far? Any questions?
No, miss.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so reflection time. We always have our time for reflection. We're going to take some minutes just because I thought it was important, since one of the topics we have left are very few. I really compacted them so that we finish. And we have time to invite Professor Greg, which I think is interesting to do. He's a native speaker. We can talk to him. He has a good experience to share. Well, an experience to share. He would tell us if it is good or not, or positive or not. The point is that also the practicum we have reflected in, also sometimes in the module dedicated to investigation, to research, that the practicum is a good source for us to discover situations that are worthwhile researching. And yesterday in the class, we talked about different thematic lines and problems. But one of the ways in which we see the practicum, and it's not the only one, is through problems. Yes, problems in the sense that is something we're always going to find out or encounter in our practicum. Yes, whatever level we work, there are situations that occur that we have. If we don't call them problems, we call them problematic situations, in the sense that they require an action. And it's not that it's life or death. It's just that we're going to encounter them and we need to solve them. And we are in the middle of many situations like this contingency, which we didn't think of before. By the end of 2019, we didn't think this was going to happen, and we needed to adapt ourselves to the situation. So just to give an example of the many, one of the ideas of this module was also to, we have also reflect on the positive takeout, yes, the positive results. We also think of problematic situations, and they are very wide and varied in content, let us say. But you might have come to observe or talked about some kind of problematic situations with your mentor teachers. And in teaching, as I said, since we are working in a live context, let us say with people every day, we have many of these situations that demand actions on our side, and that we have to learn to accept them, reflect on them, try to solve them. So we will be in these situations along our lives and our professional life. So any of these that you have noticed, that at least one per group, before we go on to the topic that has to do also with institutions and the community as a new unit in the module. One event or one situation per group would be okay. And we have a few minutes break to go to the bathroom as well. Okay.
I think that the problem most common is the internet connection.
Yes, the most obvious problem, this contingency, yes, and we live it every day. We talked a little bit yesterday, also the access, and that is something that probably we will not be able to research in itself, but there are areas around the topic of around the problem having being related to technology and access to technology that affect people. And so probably those are areas that we might also think that can be in our reach to observe, to inquire, because we cannot just dedicate ourselves to study the access, but yes, we can try to discover how does the experience of having or not having access influence people. And so this is a good view also to see the problem. So do you think this problem with internet connection affects, who does it affect the most? In which sense? Or how does it affect people involved? Do we think is there?
Teacher, maybe in our case, teacher with COVID, the problem with the COVID.
Yes, yes. So the problem with the disease, yes. With the pandemic and the fact that we saw people that every time this menace, this threat of the illness was getting nearer to us. And we saw this happening all the time. Yes, all the time it's getting nearer to us. And the disease, which is unpredictable, and can happen to people nearer to us, and people we need to work with, and our students, professors. So it's everywhere, whole families, and it's a situation that we might need to pay attention to. Yes, so this emergent these emergent situations can affect us all, can affect us working with in an institution, in this program, for example. It can affect really lots of people, and we need to be prepared for facing situations like this.
Teacher, in our case, the big problem is the environment of the environment of the children, because they can't concentrate in a good way, because they have mucho ruido. How I say
a lot of noise.
Yes.
Children learn. Yes, the environment, exactly. The environment in which children learn. Yes, because of the noise. And you also live it yourselves because of the noise, the surroundings. Yes, the surroundings. And yes, you have also surrounding. You have also expressed this situation in your own cases, in which you feel when you feel that when you were supposed to go to campus, you had that place as your refuge, as a place in which you dedicated yourself to learning, and you got away from the everyday life of the house and the problems that can occur at home. So yes, this is important in all of the cases. Yes, whenever these children are with their parents, the parents are working or not, and that affects the process. Yes, another one. Yep.
Yes, I have one.
Yeah.
Other problem is that only 7 students are participating in the class. The rest of the students stay with the microphone turned off. Can be.
Yeah.
But in the next class, we will name them and ask them directly.
Yes, yes. participation again has been, yes, unstable, let us say. And we have seen this in this, whatever, participate, few students participate just because well, this has been seen at all levels, not only with children in schools. Just because probably it's our expectation is that participation is the same as in face-to-face. We're still thinking how this participation can be better exploited or better developed in virtual learning. And one of the solutions, Lisa is right, one of the solutions is call them by the name, identify them, solutions, know them, make them feel part, make them feel they are it's important for them to talk. Nevertheless, with pre-adolescents, as the case of the students they're working with, they're very particular. They start having being ashamed of their classmates. They don't want to make mistakes, or it's a complex age, and therefore it's more challenging. Not impossible, and still these children are cooperative and they like participation. They like to participate, but you have to be patient and get to them. For example, by individualizing them, by placing them, giving them opportunities, like in a game. Okay, in this game, everyone will be able to participate to earn points for your group. So those are also good ways, good strategies to get to them. Lower the anxiety level. Remember that we read about crashing last year and how one of his hypothesis was the affective filter. How that affective filter rose whenever we started being over-conscious of making mistakes, of saying something that maybe not so accurate, and therefore children around 11, 12 begin being conscious, because when they're younger, they don't care. They just say whatever and everything is okay and they're happy. But at that age, they begin being conscious of themselves, of the others, and that they don't want others to laugh at them, or and they don't want to be exposed. And therefore, this is one way, can be by means of games, because that lowers this affective filter. So it doesn't matter, we can participate and still learn and create that environment that is friendly to all of them. Okay, by their names, yes. Anything else?
I think that we have not problem with our in our practicum, because the only problems are the problems are so little. Yeah. For example, one student interviene when intervene when yes, participate, then when they don't, but are children and they need attention.
Yes, exactly.
The connection is a problem also. They are in a rural area.
Yes, exactly. So the problem, yes, the problem is a connection, but it's exactly, I was trying to get to the point that it's not the connection the problem, but how it affects people.
Yes.
How people adapt or not to the situation. Yes.
Affect, but our teacher upload the record later in a drive. The recording.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. And so the situation here, the phenomenon is that not that we're going to have problems, we're always going to have problems, but how it affects us or the others, that situation, that phenomenon, and how we adapt or we do not adapt to the situation, how we thrive And this is one of an important verb. And there is a website you read about, Thrively, comes from this verb to thrive. Y eso significa pasar las situaciones y enfrentarlas con resiliencia. Thrive, perdón. I was trying to, yes, I can write it down here. So the verb thrive means this effort we do to overcome situations that are opposed to the ideal. And we improve in resilience. So remember, we need to thrive through situations that we might or might not, probably not be prepared to, but still we can be successful and think that whatever the contingency we are in is possible, is part of our everyday experience, and we need to overcome them. And I think one of the interesting phenomena is how did this situation affect the people? Yes, also the parents, because even the teachers. I was talking to Eileen's and Alexandra's teacher on Tuesday, and she said that she, as a mother, sees how much the situation has affected her children. And she's a teacher, and she's connected the whole day with children, but then also her children. She can see also the process in her children. So it's this emotional, this personal, or this human experience, which can be of interest here, because there are situations that we cannot control. The pandemic, the decisions of the government to keep us apart, to keep us isolated, or to oblige us to go to school, even if that is dangerous. We cannot control that. The virus is probably not going to go away so easily, but what involves us more is the fact that we're dealing with people. And so I think this is an interesting area, and we will have to always be attentive. Yes, that we don't have to lose that area of focus. Okay, so our class, we will have some minutes to go to the bathroom. This is a new unit. It will be a short unit just because of the time. But important things here, institutional guidelines. And in here, we are going to concentrate again on the institutions. I know you have already gathered some information from your mentor teachers, but one of the final activities we need to do today is organize also new questions about these problematic situations, about institutional situations, to our mentor teachers, just to complete another section of our portfolio, and discover more about this reality that can be of help, that we need to learn to observe even through virtual classes, and prepare the questions for our guest speaker next Friday. So let us take 5 minutes. Do you agree? And we come back? Do we agree? And keep going just to finish this section of the class. So identify institutional guidelines, and I know you have gathered some information from schools, very basic information from schools. Of course, those are rural institutions mainly, yes. And but still, I think we can go a little bit deeper into what are other guidelines from the that are in place in schools. So what other information have you already collected from your practicum setting? So you know they're all rural schools, but what other information do you already have? When you talk to your teachers, when your mentor teachers help to complete that form. ¿Se acuerdan cuando completamos el formulario o la guía, la ficha? What other information did you have from that situation?
the name of authorities of the school, like director, jefe de boss of UTP, I don't know.
Yes.
The what more? Their personal data, like cell number, email.
Yes, and personal data. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Personal data. Okay. From teachers. Okay, so now we will need to concentrate more on the institutions, and therefore this will be a kind of short interview that you're going to ask your mentor teachers to have with you one of these days after class, probably. And think which of these areas would you like to consider more in your questions. Yes, areas such as institutional guidelines, as for example, are the schools well private, public, are they Catholic, do they belong to any kind of particular group or not? How is the community or the involvement with the community? Some schools want more the service to the community, others less, because they have a pay, yes, un proyecto educativo institucional. So think of those guidelines, yes. Interculturality, some of these schools respect the participation, the exchange of different cultural groups, people from different countries, religions, yes, technological access, and this is something that is very, very evident in these schools belonging especially to a rural area. How is this technological access? And you have mentioned something of this in your reflections. Some schools have been more responsive to the community because of technological access, others have not. How do they treat diversity and inclusion? So, taking into consideration some of these areas or all of them, which questions do you think we can ask our mentor teachers in order to fulfill this picture of this institution in which we are doing our practicum, to understand better the procedures or how problems or situations have been taken care of? And those are also important information that we need to know in any institution in which we work. So this is like the basis of our future practicum, our future profession. How do we need to get interested in all of these guidelines, in all of these areas, and how important these areas are for the school in which we're working? Okay, so I leave you the areas here. We can transfer them to the next slide. And we think of these questions because we need them. I will add them to the task, and you will be able to ask your mentor teachers. So let us try to ask at the least 5 questions. Yes, do you agree? If there is any other important thing or any important area that we consider, we include it as well. Okay. Who would like to try the first question? Open-ended questions. Remember, we saw close-ended questions, open-ended, yes? So open-ended questions. Questions with what, how, why. Those are more open. Yeah.
Any question?
Any on these areas. Estas áreas para ver cuáles son los lineamientos del colegio, de la institución. Okay. I am all ears. How does the school work with this situation? So if there is any other that you have observed, also, we can also add any other area. So remember, open-ended questions: what, how, why, the use of the verb, of the modal verbs, should, would. Do you remember? So they are still more demanding, critically, critical thinking, critically in the realm of critical thinking, demanding questions. Son más exigentes en el nivel de el pensamiento crítico, no preguntas que son superficiales, ¿verdad? Que es fácil de responder o que tiene una respuesta cerrada. A close-ended question. Okay, I am all ears. One per group. Which topic would you like to think of? Who wants to start?
I don't know if it's good question, but maybe what to do when children have no interest in a topic.
Okay. That is more like a teaching question, yes?
Yeah.
So we will put it here, yes, teaching related questions. Remember, we are divided, that's a good area. So institutional guidelines. Yes, we're thinking of the institution. We come back down here to teaching and learning related questions. So questions that have to do with the everyday life work of teaching and learning in different situations. Yes. So what do you, Araceli, what do you?
What to do when children have no interest in a topic, in a specific topic?
Yes.
Yes.
So what is, so what do you do? What are the, what is the protocol or the how can we say? What is the, we don't say a protocol, but the
strategy?
The strategy, what are the strategies to be followed? Yes, the strategies to be followed. Yes, the students do not have interest. Yes, have interest in learning a topic. So think that also in this situation, some of the students would not even sometimes express any interest since they were probably disconnected, isolated. So the situations of learning, teaching and learning have a lot to do with contingency and how is this situation, this teaching and learning process being applied. And there might be different kinds of contingencies. In this country, there was an earthquake 10 years ago, and that was another contingency in which children also needed to continue the process of learning and teaching. So some schools have guidelines to follow in certain situations with teaching and learning specifically. So it's a good question. And when you go to the realm of teaching and learning, yes, so we will divide them like in areas to be clearer. Okay, another one. Another area, another.
And how the school contribute to make a classroom inclusion classroom maybe, or inclusive place.
Yes, so this is a question on inclusion. We will include it here. Inclusion. Yes, exactly. How does, remember the present simple auxiliary, how does the institution, okay, so we will, the titles will be in this letter and underline. How does the institution proceed? How does the institution proceed when institution proceed to create inclusive classrooms or environment, inclusive environment?
Yes, environment.
Inclusive environment in the classrooms. Yes, so this is a topic that includes most institutions nowadays, the topic of inclusion, and therefore you have a module on inclusion, institution, and you study the dimensions of inclusion, diversity and inclusion. Proceed to create an inclusive environment in classrooms. Yes, exactly. Another one. So we have two. We're getting there. Any other of the big areas that you will be interested in? I'll turn on the light. Oh. Sorry. I needed to turn on the light. Okay, so I am all ears. Any other area? So we have teaching, learning, inclusion. These two are done.
How the teacher they prepare themselves to yes for yes for contribute to the to a competence about the related to technology.
Yeah.
Yes, because maybe some teacher have not competence to use a computer, or maybe use to the correct way a PowerPoint, or I don't know, knowledge about the software that they can use.
Yes. So technological knowledge, yes, is something important nowadays. Some institutions have guidelines for that, others probably not. And how are they preparing for the future? So every day I receive emails from the United States and higher ed websites that are already thinking and preparing, how institutions are preparing themselves for fall, for the semester starting next August in the United States. And how is it going to be with face-to-face classes, or blended, or hybrid, or so every institution should be thinking ahead what to do. That would be ideal. Yeah. So how are we going to prepare ourselves for what is coming post-pandemic? And we need to think of the situation also if we probably do not have the access to great amounts of technology. So technological background and everything related to that is something that I was in class, in our technology class last week, and one of the colleagues was thinking that we are always behind. Yes, we're always running from behind instead of preparing ourselves ahead. And that is something we probably need to do. How do teachers prepare themselves to develop competencies in technology to apply in classrooms? And this is a question schools might also be asking. Is a problem or a problematic situation, let us say, that they need to solve every day, and it's very contemporary. It's happening now. Okay, another question. Genesis, Iselda, any?
I got one, but my sentences it starts with which.
Which?
No, why?
Okay. Which?
Okay.
Is in which area?
Is an interculturality.
Yes, interculturality. Yes. Which?
I was thinking in maybe which are the steps that you follow to promote interculturality in your school?
What are the steps? Yes. Yes, exactly. That I used to promote. Yes, remember that, promote interculturality. Interculturality in your schools. And remember that more and more schools are beginning to be intercultural places. So more and more schools will welcome foreigners, people from different religions, and different nationalities, or also different races, people that speak different languages. And so interculturality. And since Chile, for example, opened the doors to foreigners, they need to also open the schools to this understanding and the relationship that is established between these groups. Before, probably it was easier to divide schools in Catholic, Protestant, Evangelic. All of the schools were monolingual in Spanish. There were not so many people from different languages coming to Chile. So they were different environments than today. And today there are schools that receive lots of immigrants from Haiti, for example, and in practicum, for example, what do they do? What do teachers, monolingual or learning foreign languages like English, what are they doing when they have in their classrooms also children that do not speak Spanish or English? So we imagine that those situations might occur more and more with the movements around the world. And so interculturality is more and more important in our schools. Okay, one more question. Open-ended, they're all open-ended, so we're okay. Is community, how do they work with community? A question related to the community. For example, who would like to ask a relationship between community and school, or school and community? Okay, any ideas on this topic?
Maybe what is the form of connection with the parents?
Parents, yes, exactly. There are schools that are naturally more open to parents than others. That also happens everywhere.
Yes, for example, the teacher for father or fathers, or fathers with the member of the school, for example, teacher and psychologist,
yes,
and etc.
Yes, among parents and the school community. Yes, there are schools that are more receptive of parents, other schools that try to keep parents not so much involved in school activities, other schools that are inviting parents all the time. So sometimes schools also take their own guidelines in how are they going to include also not only the parents, but also the community around them, if they're going to interact with them or not. How are the relationships among parents and the school community? School community.
Make me think in how the school contributes to the environment of, between the parents and the school. Because I remember that in some place they have activities for only parents, like I don't mateada or
family day.
Yes,
grandparents day, and they invite the grandparents, great parents, the grandparents, los abuelos. Yes, relate to the community, exactly, to the community. And that is a question we always have to ask ourselves as an institution, even when we were talking about vinculación con el medio, or outreach activities. in Utalca, in our career, one of the ideas that Professor Marianela was always asking us, how do we involve our community here outside the campus, for example? And that is something institutions always need to look at, yes? How do they include the community surrounding them? How can we give back to the community? And so that's a question that all of the institutions need to ask themselves, being them elementary schools, secondary schools, or universities, yes, colleges. How do they connect with this world around them? And this is a very important question. Yes, how does the school relate to the community around them? So it's only for parents, for the close family, or it's for the whole community? So it's a great question, just because it goes across the educational system, I think. How do we include community in the educational institutions, and how is the community part of the teaching and learning process? Okay, so I think we have great questions. If you think of anything else, you can tell me by the end. Not too many, not too few, no, but we can. I think that your mentor teachers will be able to answer them. We're going to have a better view of how the school relates to their own people, their own teachers, the students and community, and it will give you an insight into the school and how the school faces situations that might open up and occur. And okay, they're very little one. I will try to increase the size. Okay, and this is another important topic. You will have time to search for yourselves in other resources. But hybrid education is happening. It's very near. The University of Talca also has a proposal about hybrid education. And this might be something of what might happen to us on campus. Is a possibility. And it's happening in some schools here in Chile and abroad. And this is a very short video from the University of Navarra in Spain, which I hope I can reproduce for you. It's very short. It's an advertisement. So it's like, it's easy to watch because it's the language is not academic. It's everyday life language. And they are Spaniards speaking in English. So it's not so not difficult to understand, and it's very short. You will be able to watch another one on your own, so you will have time for that. Okay, I have to start again. Okay, let me go back. Okay. Okay, so we start again.
Hybrid classroom is a classroom that allows us to discuss a case with both students that are in person in the classroom and from their homes. We need technology to make sure that we can hear to one another and we can see to one another. It's only different for us in the way we orchestrate it.
Los profesores, ¿no? Sabían que estábamos aquí y nos hacían caso, ya no nos preguntaban también.
What is different is that we have more people in the class. We have technicians. Some of them are taking charge of cameras and following the professors and the sound.
Todo muy bueno, es decir, yo no he tenido ningún problema para leer lo que escribía en las pizarras.
The participation is also different. Now we're trying to raise hands physically instead of virtually. We have to remember, don't forget to unmute ourselves, the ones that we are in class, so that the ones that are in the computer or online, they can also listen to us.
No me sentía alejada de mis compañeros.
I think the learning experience goes beyond the technology. Technology enables the method, but it's not the essence.
The way we develop the judgment of the participant through reflecting on a problem in a third company stays the same.
no. Okay. So that is hybrid methodology, hybrid classroom, hybrid pedagogy. It's called different ways. And it's probably one of the options that we might have for the future. And it requires a lot of support, a lot of technical issues. But that is the situation that is already occurring in many schools. It's occurring in Talca. Professor Francis was telling me at the beginning of the year, they started classes like this, a group of students present in class and others online from their homes. And that caused, of course, pros and cons in the management of the class. But it's a possibility that we need to study, we need to develop, because that can be also the future for us on campus, at our campus. What do you think is the main video message? If you watch this message, would you go to this university to study there because they have this option? Or what is for you the main message? Is it possible to have classes like this? Is it profitable? Positive? Would you feel comfortable?
Maybe that is possible, the class of distance. For the teacher side, she never she closed the students and every time.
So it's possible to have classes both, with students present in the classroom. Let's explain like this: students present in the classroom and students that are where? And students, where are the other students? Connected. Is this what you wanted to say, Javiera?
Say this he said the close with the students in every time.
Yes, they say it is. They feel close. Excellent. I understand now what you mean. The point is that not everyone is in the classroom present. Yes. So you have students that are present and students that are connected by means of the internet. Yes, by means of Zoom. But nevertheless, everyone feels connected, or everyone feels near. Is that what you want to say? Todos se sienten cercanos, aunque no estén todos físicamente presentes. Is that what you want to say, Javiera?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Nevertheless, everyone feels near. Yes. Feels a part of the class. Yes, they feel connected. Everyone feels connected and nearer to one another. Yes, and nearer to one another. Connected and nearer to one another. This is an experience we couldn't have with our schools to one another. We know it's happening nearby. However, there are different views, and therefore, this is why I invited this colleague of mine, because he was teaching this way. He has his own experience in teaching students that were present in the classroom and students that were from home by means of internet. And so this is an experience that we couldn't have in our schools. We probably might in the future. You might have it also on campus here at Utalca. Utalca was already announcing this salas híbridas by the beginning of this year. So there is a development already at university towards having classes like this. So the professor will be there, probably 5, 6 students, and the rest from home. And there are other universities already preparing for this in the United States, already prepared last year for this like Mount Mercy, and another website that speaks about hybrid pedagogy in more quasi-academic terminology, because this is something probably that comes in the future. And therefore, in this part of the task, I will complete this with the questions. You will have to reflect on how would you apply this methodological approach. So in the United States, it was already in place this semester that is finishing now because they're starting summer holidays. And probably they are preparing to start the same in August when they start the new academic year. And universities, of course. Universities are more than ready to do this because they need students present there. Remember that in the United States, students live at university. They already have a lot of money invested in dorms, so the students live there and pay the university. So they need the students present in some way on campus. They still can attend courses from their own rooms, from their rooms. Yes, even when they live on campus. And so this is a great opportunity to continue getting people nearer, as Javiera was saying, bringing people nearer, bringing students nearer, but also keeping the distance, the social distance that we might have to continue keeping for a long time, probably. So Professor Greg kindly accepted to talk to us next Friday. What would you like to ask him about this experience of hybrid classrooms? And I will show you another photo that was very impressive that I saw from University of Chile, the Universidad de Chile. Okay, so which questions? Think of a question, and I am writing in a minute. Which question would you ask a teacher that did
maybe teacher, what is the more difficult in this new new strategy or
methodology? Yes.
Yes, methodology.
Methodology. Okay. What is the most difficult area? The most difficult area when using this strategy. So next Friday we will ask these questions. You will take notes to complete your task. Yes, and write your own reflection. And when using this strategy with real people, because one thing is these people are in the Universidad de Navarra, they are just making the ad and they are all happy. But when you use it every day, every week, how is it like? Yes, so is it so idyllic? Because we see this and we say, oh, it's great. We want to do it tomorrow, but it's so good. It's so easy to use. It's really so fantastic. Do everyone participate and feel close, near? Well, I have my own questions about that. So does it really bring all the benefits that it says it brings? So it is the most difficult area when using the strategy with children. And a long time, because remember this was used, probably we will ask him, how often did the children go to school? Probably, I do not know whether they were going every week or every other day or every day. So, but it's a long time. So it's a whole semester. So it should really be stressful at a certain point, I assume, but I do not know. We will wait for the answers, and a long time. So I think we can ask first of all, how was the system of hybrid, or how was the hybrid methodology system applied to your school? Applied at your school, and how often often. Another colleague in Atlanta was also applying this, but I'm not sure whether they were going to school every day. So I think they rotated or something like that. Let's see. Apply. How was it apply in the week? Were they going to school every day, and every day was like this? People online and people present, were always the same people present, or were they changing? That is something I'm not sure. So these are good questions to ask, because I'm not sure. Okay, another one. Another one.
What is the common answer of the student when the teacher asks what is your motivation for study Spanish for study year?
Okay. Well, they have it in the curriculum. So on the one hand, they have it on the curriculum, but what would you ask about motivation? But think of the methodology. Entonces, perdón, los niños en Estados Unidos aprenden español como nosotros aprendemos inglés, casi. Wow. Es casi una segunda lengua para ellos. Recuerden que los Estados Unidos tienen una gran cantidad de población nativa hablante de español, nacen hablando español. Por lo tanto, es casi una segunda lengua, aunque no hay una lengua oficial. Por supuesto, la lengua de la cultura oficial del gobierno es inglés, pero los hablantes de español son muchos en número. Por lo tanto, el español es una lengua más que una lengua extranjera, una lengua cuasi, una lengua segunda a los Estados Unidos. Por lo tanto, está en el currículum, ellos tienen que aprender español, también no sé si aprenden francés, dependerá, pero nosotros tenemos el currículum inglés, así como los niños de ustedes tienen inglés, ellos tienen español, más o menos es la comparación. What is the mother, no, what is the motivation, but what can we ask about motivation in relationship to motivation? Ignited.
Homework with the motivation.
Develop. What can we ask about motivation? Because remember the situation. You have not adults, because this advertisement is with adults. They are doing a master's, and therefore they have other tools. But these are pre-adolescents, students like yours, yes, in 6th, 7th grade. So how is the attitude of these children when they are in such a situation? Some of them at home, others are present at school. So think of that. How would you ask the question? ¿Cómo haríamos la pregunta? How is motivation? ¿Cómo haríamos esta pregunta? How is motivation developed?
I'm not sure, but for the students from the acquire a second language in Spanish.
Yes, but think of the method. Sí, está bien el aprendizaje del español, pero piensen en esta metodología. Estemos los niños divididos en grupos. Algunos están presentes, otros no. ¿Cómo ampliaríamos a ese concepto?
Maybe what is the motivation of the student in the house for learning the second language, for example.
Yes. So what is motivation? How? Oh no, we're asking wrong. How is motivation developed? How is motivation developed in students? Yes, when they are learning Spanish. Yes, when they are learning Spanish. Oh, sorry. When they are learning Spanish through this methodology, yes. And Javiera has a good point. Remember, some students are at home. Others are there present, and we have either experience. So we know what it is to be face-to-face. Yes, we have been face-to-face in classes as students. You have been in classes, face-to-face classes, and you have been in online classes. But have you been in classes like this when people are online and other people are present? Have you been in such a hybrid class? ¿Estuvieron en alguna clase así híbrida? People?
Cool.
¿Ustedes
yeah.
no? ¿Han estado en una clase así?
No.
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 No. So you don't
sorry.
have so you don't have the experience as students or as future teachers. O sea, no saben de esta experiencia ni como estudiantes ni como profesores, porque ustedes solamente han visto los niños online, por ejemplo, o presencial, todos juntos. Pero no hemos visto esta metodología híbrida. So, for me, it's also a great question what Javiera is saying. How is motivation developed, especially with the kids that are at home? Yes, Javiera, is that your question?
Yes, teacher.
Yes. So imagine, because you know when children are near to you, you can play with them, you can scold them, you can give them tasks, but you have control on that. How do you motivate the children online? Yes, think. They are not adults, because in the Universidad de Navarra, we have adult people. It's different. Their attention span is different. Their motivation is different. They are studying an MBA, it's a master's of business administration. So that's different. Children should be a complete different story. You need to keep them awake, participating, motivated, paying attention. So it's a complete different story. So how do you motivate? I was thinking the same. How do you motivate the people that are not in the classroom, but not people in general, but children? Imagine the little children, or children in 4th grade, in 5th grade, or younger. Motivate children attending from home. Okay, from home. Yes, let us see if that is from. Okay. Any other question?
Miss, I sent you one.
Yes, Elistelda has a question. Have you had complications? I had to face complications. Yes. So that's a more general one. Yes. More complicated question, or more general question is general complications. Yes, exactly. And he can do this area. Difficult. I will ask it here. We can rewrite it. Okay. So what is it? Did I copy it correctly? Probably not. Okay. Any other? Any other question that you can think of? Have you had face complications in this modality? Which are they? Yes. Which are they? Which are the complications? Yes, for sure. Imagine there might be with children. Imagine children 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. So from 11 to 13. Wow, that's demanding, I would say, at the least demanding. Okay, any other question that you would like to ask him? So there are complications for sure. There are things that you need to continue practicing, probably. What else? What else can you think of? We can have more ideas when we are
Teacher, maybe the tools that he used to teach the second language.
Yes, by this with this methodology.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. Se llaman salas híbridas aquí en Chile. Salas híbridas. You have different photos that call your attention. The photos you can find on the internet. Yes.
Teacher, you don't share the screen.
Okay. Yes. I am sharing now. Okay.
My cousin is the star of the school this from this strategy. Yes, the hybrid pedagogy.
The hybrid pedagogy. Yes, probably girls, be prepared. Probably it could be a situation in your future practicum. It can be a possibility. Okay, so do not think you're far away from this. You might be a student experiencing this, but also as teacher candidates. So it's a possibility. So what are the tools? What are the tools used? The tools used to teach. Okay, to teach Spanish in this case by means of this methodology. Okay. This methodology. Okay, so that's great. I think we have great questions. We might develop more questions the same day. Anyway, it's open to answer every question you might have. So see, look at this photo. So it's crazy what these people do. So this is the Universidad de Chile. Look at the people from home in this strange screens, and the other people are here present. So you have different ways of taking this to reality. But remember, we're all the time thinking of new possibilities with this, with technology and classes, trying to have the best option for students. So I think this will be great. This will be great questions. When we have him, we might think of new questions. So again, these slides are just to remind you about lesson plans. Keep sending them. Yes, portfolio as usual, and for reflection, what have we reflected on today? And remember, you will have to prepare the second script over the weekend. Okay. I will upload also when I finish transcribing all of the questions. I will upload the task 6, for you to have it. We will work with that next week when we have the questions, when we have the guest speaker, but also we will finish it by then, and you will be able to upload it to your portfolio. Okay, so one thing you have learned today, or we have reflected about.
We have learned the games. I don't remember the name.
The Jeopardy.
Yes.
The game of Jeopardy. Yes, you can use it, students. Jeopardy. To be used with students. Yes. So Daniela, will you be able to prepare the warm-up for next week for an activity for the children?
Yes.
Okay, so the first activity will be yours, and that will be a game for the winter games. Okay.
Okay, teacher.
Thank you. And every week we will have a new couple doing that. So which we have learned about the game, yes, of Jeopardy to be used with students. What else have we reflected on today? We have just discussed about what else? What we did together? Remember the questions?
Oh, yes, the
Yeah.
interview about the interview to our mentor teachers.
Yes, and different areas. Yes, about an interview for our mentor teachers. Teachers.
Also reading the question for the mentor teacher interview.
Yes. Yes. So we have discussed about an interview for our mentor teachers about institutional guidelines on different topics, about the institution, what does the institution do in different situations, about institutional guidelines on different topics, and the last topic was hybrid, don't forget, hybrid pedagogy or education.
We learned about hybrid classes.
Yes.
Or we create a questions or share doubts about this methodology.
Yes, exactly. And we prepare these questions to ask a teacher who had this experience. So be prepared. Anything can happen in the future, así que nos tenemos que preparar porque esto está muy cerca nuestro, yo diría. So it can be your experience next semester or next year, who knows? We prepare, so this is like opening the door to the future. As we were reflecting with our colleagues, we need to be ahead, thinking of the future instead of going behind, trying to learn everything we don't know. We have to go ahead, try to be prepared before it comes. So that would be a good idea. It's not always possible, but we need to try. We need to try. So prepare questions for a guest speaker, Professor Greg, who is coming, Greg, who will be speaking to us next speaking. So please tell the classmates to come. I will tell him to connect around nearer 3. So we have time to do our discussions, talk about evaluation and the game. And then we will talk to him next Friday. So it would be nice if you all participate, talk to him. He's very kind. He will speak only English. He is a great speaker of Spanish. He has been to Argentina many times. In fact, I was introduced to him by means of an Argentinian friend in common. So he speaks perfect Spanish, but he's not here to speak Spanish. We will speak only English. And also for our Instagram, we will take a photo with him. So be as beautiful as you are, well dressed. No, it's not important that, but just try to be visible at the point. So we take a photo with the class. Okay, great. So what do we have to do for next June 11th? Just finish our portfolios. You have a lot to do in the portfolios. This task will be uploaded, but we will discuss next week. Remember that when we complete the questions, it will be next week. It's okay, but everything that is before today should be done. Please. Upload your second script for your reflective video. So all the materials will be on Educandos. Reflective videos for feedback. And upload or send me your, how do you prefer to do it? Send me, it's easier. I will find them easy, quickly. Send me lesson plans for revision. Yes, for classes coming, lesson plans for upcoming classes. upcoming classes. Is that okay? I think that's everything. So I talked to all of the teachers. I think you will be intervening, those that are already in interventions. Araceli and Javiera stay with me because we need to work on something since the teacher is sick. And I think we have everything for today. Thank you for staying. Thank you for participating. I think we have a great class next Friday. So please, everyone here, ready to participate?
Me, I have a question.
Yes, question.
At what time we will connect, and where is the link for the winter game?
Yes, the link for the winter game is in the email. I sent you an email per group with a mentor teacher. So in that email, you have the link to the video and the link to the Google Forms to register.
Okay.
So all of the mentor teachers also have that, and I have been talking to them so that they can help us promote with students this coming week. Yeah, we will do that.
So, when start the the activities?
The winter games will be on the 25th.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's el 25 at 5 in the afternoon. So after we finish class, we will start the games.
With Javiera, have no clear when start.
When they start. Yes, so we will start at 5, from 5 to around 6. So it's short. It cannot be very long. But well, we hope students participate. So mentor teachers, for example, mentor teachers like Professor Matias is very relevant because he is a UTP. He's in charge of that position, so he can help us a lot. So all of the teachers you are already arranged to do your interventions next class, and Araceli Javiera stay with me. And I think we are clear, we are ready.